If you have been in quite a traditional career on a traditional career path, and you feel like starting a business is just, there's so many unknowns, you wouldn't know where to begin,
Hmm.
and it's overwhelming,
Hmm.
then I would say when you brought your first baby home, there were so many unknowns, you didn't know where to
Mm.
begin, and it was
Hmm.
overwhelming. But
Love that.
your baby is still here. Your baby is likely doing really well because you care so much and because you put everything into it, even though you're most of the time perhaps floundering, like just trying to keep your own head together, especially in
Hmm.
those early years.
Hmm.
But you fall in love with your baby and you dedicate so much, there's so much devotion that goes into raising them. You do your absolute best. And it's the same with a business, because the reward that a business can afford you in terms of the freedom, in terms of the flexibility, and being able to be the parent that you want to be and be present for your kids is enormous. And I think it's not for everybody. I'm actually having Frankie on as a podcast guest in a
Oh
couple of
my
weeks.
gosh,
So
incredible.
Frankie,
She'll have way more useful things to say than me. Just skip here and listen to Frankie.
yeah, so Frankie is the co-host of Doing It for the Kids podcast, and she runs the community. If you haven't listened, go and listen because it's amazing. It's hilarious as well.
I
So
love
much
her.
fun.
I'm such a fangirl.
Yeah, same. I'm very excited to talk to her. And she obviously has a lot of opinions on what it's like to be a freelancer and the reality of that. And it isn't for everybody. And I would never advocate that, just do it, because it has to kind of suit your temperament. But the rewards are enormous. And it is overwhelming at first. It is a lot, but so is parenthood. So exactly as you said, if you can do one, you can probably do the other. In fact, you can definitely do the other. And in fact,
Hmm.
like you say, it might actually be easier.
You might find you're like, this is a breeze in comparison. Everybody's
Oh,
different, but that's what I've experienced.
yeah,
When it's
yeah,
like I wouldn't say I get angry clients a lot, but if a client like wants a change or something, or there's like a change to a deadline, and I'm just like, I'll sort it, and it is nothing compared to the
yeah,
whopper of a tantrum that my toddler
yeah,
threw at me at 5 a.m. this morning.
yeah.
I can cope with this. This doesn't set my
Yeah,
cortisol off.
exactly. Well, you're not triggered because your experience in conflict management is like
Yes.
extensive.
Exactly. If you can
Conflict
handle
resolution.
yeah. I'm like, this is nothing. Like, try and have an argument with a child who wants to wear a really thick jumper in 27-degree heat, and you're trying to explain why you can't wear it, and you're like, you literally don't have logic. How am I going to get out of this?
Yeah,
That's nothing.
yeah, exactly. I'm now at the point where I just put the jumper on. I'm like, right, you boil
Yeah,
then.
off you go. Sweat. You'll
See
soon
you
find
later.
out. Yeah.
I've got one last question for you. So,
Okay.
all the experience that you've had building your business, becoming a mother in very difficult circumstances, what would you now say looking back to your 8-year-old self?
Gosh, I love that. Okay. If you want to do something and you kind of in your heart that you think you could do it, then even if you think it might be rubbish or you might fail, try it anyway, because it could be incredible.